what happens when they get kidnapped? Oh, here it comes.
I feel like nowadays people talk about CGI as if it's like the worst thing that's ever happened to movies and just wish we could all go back to the good old days of watching Tom.
My opinion is bad CGI is bad. Like, bad CGI is the worst thing you've ever seen. Like, it's basically the same as early 2010s CGI. It's dog shit. But high budget CGI is top tier. Like, it is the best you can really get it with a high budget. And honestly, it is as good as doing it in person, if not better. But you gotta have like enough money for it. Like, only like top earners of like studios or movie people can use CGI good enough to where people don't hate it. Like, you really need a good budget for it.
Cruise repeatedly try to kill himself for 2 hours, even though half of those movies are still CGI and they just kind of lied about it. And look, I'm not a VFX guy, okay? I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know how any of this stuff works, so this isn't going to be one of those videos where I like try and fix these things myself as like an industry professional. I'm just here to be a hater. But I kind of feel like the general vibe these days is that everyone feels like CGI has fallen off in the last 10 years after peaking in 2010 with classics like Pirates of the Caribbean, Avatar, and the Garfield movies. But you know what? Those people are stupid, okay? Because they're still
CGI has not fallen off. It's probably just gotten so good that you can't even tell it's CGI. Like, 2018, it was so good, but you could still tell it's CGI. Now, it's gotten so good that you can't even tell it's CGI, so you think it's fallen off. It's just gotten so good that you can't even notice it anymore. And I would say if it makes the movie come out, like, faster and stuff like that, I'm all here for it.
Plenty of super talented CG artists working on movies nowadays. It's just that they don't pay them anymore.
What the fuck is he doing?
I have nothing but respect for the people who don't get to see their kids for 6 months so they could animate Bumblebee pissing on a guy. As well as for the actors that have to stand there pretending to talk to Shadow the Hedgehog for an entire movie. Because, like, there's no way I would be doing that without having, like, a mental breakdown on set every day.
I feel like a lot of actors are like that. Like, I feel like when it comes down to roles, definitely of, like, Marvel movies, I feel like a lot of the time when it's, like, them pretending to talk to someone that's off camera, I feel like they're talking to nobody. I feel like it's just a nothingness where they're looking, but they end up editing the person in there. It's like, you gotta think how awkward that is. You're talking to nothing. Like, it's so weird.
But, like, what definitely has changed is the way that they use CGI. Because, like, back 150 years ago in the 90s, using any kind of effects like these would have bankrupted the entire studio. Because in those days, they would have actually had to pay their artists a fair wage, so they only used it when it was absolutely necessary.
What?
I am God here. And he just did the sword jack face.
And yeah, it was kind of rough for a little while when every movie started using it and you had no idea if it was going to look as good as Terminator 2 or the last 10 minutes of Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It looks like a goddamn bowling alley animation.
We do have to admit, though, if you've ever been bowling, you know how cooked some of those bowling animations are, man. Like, a lot of the time, they're inappropriate or just absolutely fucked. Like, who actually came up with them are nuts.
Impressive.
The close-up makes it look like the Shrek dragon.
It looks like the transformations from Race Against Time.
This looks like Beast Wars.
Hey, chill on Beast Wars, bro.
But, like, instead of using it just for things that can't be done any other way, like finding a woman that would willingly kiss Jonah Hill, they're using CGI for literally everything, like with how Marvel refuses to have a single physical prop on set anymore. Like, you look online and you can find so many pissed-off VFX artists writing, like, whole-ass novels about how much they hate working with Marvel because of how many times they change their minds or make them redo half the movie at the last minute. Which you can see with how they're filming Avengers Doomsday before they even have a script ready yet, because they've been making their movies with, like, progressively more and more green screen until they get to the point where they literally haven't let their actors go outside in, like, 5 years. Like, with this shot of Nick Fury in Spider-Man Far From Home, the background is CGI, the gun is CGI, this car is CGI, and, like,
Bro, yeah, they really can't make up their mind. The reason why it's because good enough props cost a lot of money. And they're like, well, if I'm going to change it, I'm just going to make it all green so I can edit around with it. Gotta feel sorry for the CGI people, though. No, I want this. Actually, could you completely scrap the process? Give me something completely different. I kind of liked it in between. And then, like, I don't think they're getting paid enough for this shit.
I'm not saying it doesn't look good and that my dumbass can even tell the difference. I'm just saying, like, if they're gonna overwork these people, could they at least do it for more important stuff? Like, I don't know, not making the entire final battle of Black Panther look like a goddamn Tekken cutscene. And so that's how you've ended up with, like, some of the jankier scenes in any of the Phase 4 movies, like that Roblox-ass explosion in Black Widow, or the entire last episode of She-Hulk, or the floating head scene in Thor 4, where Chris Hemsworth dead names an orphan for 5 minutes.
Your father gave you a very tough Viking name, and I intend to honor his wishes.
Axel.
Astrid.
I said Axel.
Astrid.
Axel!
Why are there 2 fire extinguishers right next to each other?
That's how fire the scene is, bro.
It's just his camera was bad for the Zoom call, that's all.
He was filming it on a webcam. And then, as if the VFX artists hadn't suffered enough for having their names in the credits of Thor: Love and Thunder, they then had the director of the movie publicly trash talk their work.
Okay. Does that look real?
In that particular shot, no, actually.
Ain't no way they're trash talking that. Let's go back. Bro, do better yourself. Like, you know how much detail, like, if you had, I can't zoom in, wait, can I? But, like, you could see, like, how much detail was in there, and the trash talking one singular frame. Yeah, how about you do it? Just saying, how about you do better yourself?
Same with like The Flash, which is one of the worst looking movies I've ever seen in my entire life, because you can tell the difference between when they're using an actual suit versus like a fully CGI body, because it's when the movie looks like it's permanently stuck on big head mode. And I mean, man, you really have to feel bad, because like 90% of the VFX in all of these movies still look good. Like even Ant-Man 3 has got some cool ass looking scenes in there, but no one gives a shit, because the only thing people are gonna remember are like MODOK's ass cheeks. Same with like Doctor Strange's annoying orange ass looking eye that some guy probably did in like CapCut, but that's not even because like the CGI is bad. I just think some shit's gonna look weird no matter how well done it is. Like, for example, I
feel like with some stuff like How to Train a Dragon, basically them animating any, like them doing any, like, what's it called, live remake of, like, MHH, like My Hero Academia is gonna get a live remake. Have fun with that, man. You're gonna enjoy it. One Piece is 10 times worse. What the hell are they gonna do with Gear 5? Like, I know a lot of you guys aren't up to it, so I'm not going to spoil it too much. But if you are up to it, they can have fun doing Gear 5, man. They're going to be in there for a treat.
say something that no one has said in the last 6 years, but like we got to talk about Cats, right? Where, you know, obviously they thought that having everyone be in costumes like the stage show would have looked too weird. So clearly the better solution was to make everyone look like a fucked up Snapchat filter. Like, can you imagine having to go to work for like 17 hours a day to have someone come up to you and then tell you to spend like an entire week of your life scrubbing out Jason Derulo's cat bulge? Like, honestly, thank God they don't have anything real on set anymore, or else you would have had some people making some real good use out of that prop gun. Like, it was so much work for the VFX team that they were like still working on it after it released in cinemas, which is why you have cats like with unrendered fur that are clipping through the ground, and a shot where like Cat Judi Dench had like a human hand that they forgot to CG. This shit was like the size.
Bro, like, how do you not finish a movie and then start doing the animations afterwards? Like, you gotta know how cooked that is. Just delay it by a month. I doubt anybody will care. Just delay it, and without this stuff being so weird.
Cyberpunk 2077 in movies. But again here, like, the VFX is actually really impressive. It's just like the worst idea that anyone's ever had.
This is the actual real event that happened, by the way. This is real. This actually happened in the 50s.
Oh wait, like,
Yeah.
Yes, this is the recent actual tragedy. I should clarify.
This is how they adapted it to film.
if that happened in real life, why didn't they just do it in real life?
Why did they just do it again?
Kill all of the extras.
Same with like Henry Cavill not being able to shave his Mission Impossible mustache for the Justice League reshoot, so they had to spend $3 million making him look perpetually constipated. But, like, there's only so much you can do to make that look like an actual mouth, dude. I mean, people in general are just like the easiest place to spot shitty CGI, because it's the thing that unfortunately most of us have to look at on a daily basis. Like, we all know what people are meant to look like, alright? And that is not what a person looks like. For example,
Bro, they should have just gotten to shave his mustache, even though he didn't want to. Like, hire someone else then. Like, it's so hard. Like, face CGI, because you look at it daily, even a slight difference, you can just tell. It's the same with, like, Doctor Strange with the third eye. The only reason why you probably noticed it is because you look at people's faces every day. So you'll notice something really different. It doesn't look natural. Even if it's done really well, like, you can't even tell, like, it's CGI. You'll still think it's just weird and wrong.
the scary ass Twilight baby. What the fuck is that? Seriously, dude.
Or could they just not afford a real baby?
How hard is it to get a baby? They have them in hospitals for free.
You can just take any baby from the hospital if you want.
The government doesn't want you to know. It's free. Have you guys seen, like, they were gonna get, like, a doll for it, and it looks even worse?
Oh, what?
Oh, it looks
What
like
the hell?
Megan. It
Megan.
looks like Megan.
Yeah, talk about some like horror movie type of doll that comes to life, like Chucky type shit. That does not look normal. Like, you're doing it for a movie like this, it's raps. It's not a horror movie. Switch the plot, make it a horror movie about the doll being alive or something.
The baby from American Sniper, dude.
Yeah, but you see, they can't wait.
Real
We can't.
baby.
Move. You need your resuscitation. Oh,
He's using his finger.
never mind.
Yeah, just not very well.
Everyone loved shitting on the Polar Express ass looking Dwayne Johnson from The Mummy 2, which was probably like a time thing because he was so busy with his day job of being beaten up by half-naked men that he was more absent than my father on the set of that movie. So they probably just had to import his model from the SmackDown PS2 game or some shit. And even though modern effects still aren't powerful enough to handle a CGI Dwayne Johnson, at least we no longer have to take like the Netflix route of getting a 46-year-old man to play a high school version of a character when they can just digitally de-age people now. Which sometimes looks so good you don't even notice the elder abuse, and sometimes it's Robert De Niro in The Irishman.
He is 100% not a very elderly man who can hardly move.
It doesn't even look like.
It's not even his fault. Like, he'd tell how people, like, how old they are, but just how they move their hips, how hard they kick and stuff like that. You can tell that's just old, but like, in the movie like the other one, you probably just can't help it. There's no scenes that make him look old. Like, someone get him on, like, one of a stabilizer or something. CGI his leg or something.
He's making contact. He looks like he's slightly stepping next to him.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, at least it's still not as bad as when they CGI dead people, where they honor the memory of these talented actors by turning them into $40 million Oblivion NPCs.
The thing is, what really gets me is they had a guy who looks like Peter Cushing, and they had a lady who looks like Carrie Fisher, and they just didn't use either of them.
It's the same with Luke in The Mandalorian. They have a guy who's the fucking spitting image of Mark Hamill.
Exactly!
And
Luke
then they
Graham
deep-
looks exactly like fucking Luke, and they still put Mark Hamill's face on him. Like, bro!
Like, you know, when they dug up a whole graveyard for the ending of The Flash just for like a bunch of unnecessary cameos that no one asked for. So you got like Christopher Reeve looking like one of those stretched ass Walter White masks. And they can say it's meant to look weird all they want, okay? It doesn't make the
Looks like an itch game. Holy shit.
unrendered sex doll versions of the Justice League cast look any better, okay? But you know
Jeez, these look awful.
what came out 16 years before this that absolutely shits on that movie? The Transformers movie. And I know, okay, the only thing
I feel like they had a shit ton of budget though. Like, they probably had the best animators, the like top tier budget. That's probably why it allowed to happen. Plus, like, it's robots, not face. Like, robots are so much easier to animate than like a human face. But you need less detail and stuff like that. Plus, a lot of props they would have used was just metal parts. So
anyone remembers those four is for being 2 hours of indistinguishable blobs of metal pounding the shit out of each other and like blatant racism. Like, the first couple movies are almost coming up to being old enough to vote, and nothing has ever come close to the realism of Devastator's CGI testicles. Like, I don't know what Michael Bay was feeding those VFX artists, but this shit refuses to age. Like, look at this shot of Optimus Prime, bro. That is like straight up a real guy. And this was 2007, okay? That's the same year as Spider-Man 3 and Ben 10 Race Against Time. Like, the model for Devastator in the second movie was so complicated that it literally blew up their computers as an act of God to punish them for making Revenge of the Fallen.
that blew up their PCs. What they had to be rendering? What the hell was they rendering? 10K? Like, what the hell?
But I'm always going to think the Transformers movies are like the best example of how good something can look when you combine practical and CGI effects, but also how much easier it is to do giant robots that are CGI Shia LaBeouf.
Oh my god.
I never noticed that.
Why did they do that?
Yeah, Adam, why didn't they do this to Shia LaBeouf in real life? Why didn't they just fucking kill the guy?
You know Michael Bay would have if he could have. But here's the thing, okay? From 1982. Even as the biggest meat writer of this movie, I will be the first to admit that the effects in the original thing look a little silly now, okay? I'll admit it. But it still looks better than this thing, which came out 30 years after, because they made the entire thing with the world's most dog shit CGI, where every effect looks like a friggin' glitch in Fallout New Vegas. But the worst thing is that they actually were gonna use a bunch of really good-looking practical effects, just like in the original movie, until some dumbass at the studio thought that no one was gonna take these kind of effects seriously in 2011.
Yeah, no one's gonna take like the basically biggest, most attention-grabbing scenes and make it look 10 times way. And no one's gonna notice. Like, sorry, can they have Uprising Like how some people overthrow the government, can they overthrow the like person's opinion, whoever's making the movie? But like this is so much better than CGI, man. Like props and CGI, I feel like we're always meant to work together, not do the whole thing by itself. Like,
I mean, Zookeeper just came out, man. We're gonna step up our fucking game, guys.
I have a proposition. I want to show you something from a fully CGI thing. There's one thing that's off about it.
A real person superimposed.
It's awesome.
It's so funny.
Is it CGI or is it a poorly composited real image?
It's just a PNG of a dog.
Yeah.
Or even better example, look at Star Wars, right? Where the creator George Lucas is literally incapable of leaving his movies alone. There's like 5 different versions of the Han Solo Greedo scene. And we saw what happened as soon as this dude found out about CGI, okay? That's what happened with the prequels and why every single one of those movies looks like fucking Spy Kids 3D.
He's mogging.
He's mogging a child.
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on the dog. But one day, he had the idea to
the
use
CGI is better though.
CG to go back and make changes to the original Star Wars movies and make them closer to his original vision, which apparently meant making them all look like complete arse.
One of the funnier changes in A New Hope, there's a bit where Han Solo runs down a hallway and like he comes across
good,
like
actually.
a squad of stormtroopers, but for some reason in the special edition, George Lucas added like 1 million fucking stormtroopers
Yeah,
in that
but I
room.
like
There's so many more.
Why are they all just standing there while the Death Star's being invaded though? They're literally aura farming.
It's like the
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, the first one was more realistic. There's like maybe 5 of them. Makes sense. Not the CGI model where there's 40. Or what are we? Is it a bum group out? Like, are you watching some Netflix or something? Like, what the hell? Get out the room.
fucking rock that they put in front of R2, like here.
Yeah.
Why? Like, how did he get in there? But look, I can complain about creepy Force Ghost Hayden Christensen all I want, but like, you don't know how bad it gets until you look at mid-budget TV shows, okay? Ask literally any Doctor Who fan. Have you guys ever been in one?
Mid-budget CGI don't work. Like, even like 2011 CGI on person, or even 2022, like now, high-budget CGI, it's iffy if they do it really midly. Like, it has to be great, the best people doing it ever for it to turn out good. But mid-budget even now is so cooked. It's not it.
One of those like 4D experience shit at like theme parks. That's what this shit looks like. I mean, we're so spoiled these days with big budget streaming shit like Stranger Things and The Mandalorian that you forget that TV shows used to look like this.
Me when I have to shoot my dog because I'm
Bored or something.
But dear, it looks like a free green screen special effect.
Yeah.
I also keep glancing up at the sign and thinking it says deer, but it literally just barely.
Okay, they made a whole ass Terminator show with the budget of like an NCIS episode, and the results were not pretty. Like, dude, Team Wolf CGI is like borderline unwatchable. I don't know how anyone let this shit slide.
Barack Obama, it will almost be an honor to kill you.
But I don't think anything is ever going to be as bad as like the CW Flash shows, which had effects on the level of like the brain rot AI shit that my mum keeps sending me on Instagram Reels.
Bro, I actually started watching this like a while ago. Bro, they had so much money. Like, I feel like they're so inconsistent. Number one, Flash's speed is the most inconsistent thing you could ever have. And like, number 2, they have such a high budget. Like, they could easily make a good looking. It's like they're not even trying anymore.
You have to bring up Supergirl then.
This here, where she just like...
Just dragged across the screen by a mouse.
like Microsoft PowerPoint.
Exactly.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed me talking about an industry I have absolutely no experience or knowledge of whatsoever, and I'll see you guys next time. Good night, chat.
I gotta tell you one thing about the original Star Wars. So you know how Luke trains to use his lightsaber in the movie, but he never once actually uses it for anything in the actual movie?
Everyone in the world has noticed
yeah.
it.
That's a very good point. No, I
It
didn't.
makes no sense. Like, he instantly started using a Star Wars ship. It's like, no point learning the lightsaber then, isn't it?
That's a great point. He does not.
They have all the build up to it, and then he never uses it. So if they never made like a sequel to it, it would have really sucked. Because it would be like, what's the point of any of that? Is George a fucking idiot?
Well, this is a W video. If you do enjoy videos like this, like, subscribe, comment down below what video I'm reacting to next. That's me signing off.